Hello, Lake Grove. Welcome to the third week of Lent. For all of you who are following along in our devotional guide through this season, Lent in Plain Sight by Jill Duffield, we have been looking at ordinary, everyday objects. And this week, our ordinary, everyday object is a cross. Many of you will know and recognize this one, actually called an everyday cross, a ministry and project that Vince Tillman and I know Tom Moore also had created and crafted so many of those beautiful crosses. And it was an invitation to carry the love of Christ with us everywhere we go. So as you look around the congregation and we'll see people moving about, you'll notice that everyone who's been on a mission trip, the ways that they're serving, they have one of those everyday crosses, a powerful reminder of the love of Christ that we carry with us everywhere. But is it so common, is it ordinary that there would be a cross? Wow. The cross in our faith is at its heart, at the center of it. What Christ has done for us through the cross is what ushers us into new and whole, redeemed and resurrected life. We would not have our faith, Christianity, without a cross. What does it mean that at the center of our faith, at the heart of it, is a cross? How did we take something that was a torture device, a means of killing someone, and hang it around our necks, hang it on our walls as things of beauty? The cross is actually very meaningful to me. I have been collecting them over the years and am often given them as gifts, and I love them. It's stunning to me the way that we can bring beauty to this image. I want to show you this one. It's a gorgeous blue strung with gold, and at its heart, at its center point, a heart. Here's another one gifted by a beloved friend. And on this cross, that's actually the words of Psalm 23. And then at the heart, a sheep right at this center point. And being wrapped in Psalm 23, that's the picture of the Lord who, though we walk through the darkest valley, God is with us. And then look at this one, this style, and there are several by this artist. This one here ringed with flowers, and at the heart of it, this beautiful bud growing and flourishing. The cross is what tells us that the worst thing is never the last thing. That's Frederick Buechner's words right there. The worst thing is never the last thing. But what I want to draw our attention to is, do you see the intersection, that center point in all those crosses? That is where God meets the suffering of the world. God meets the suffering of the world and says, this is not the final story. You and I carry crosses, wear everyday crosses, to say that the suffering of the world is not the final story, and also that we will face, look at, deal with, encounter the suffering of the world with the love of Christ. We do not have a God that skipped over our suffering, passing it by. We don't have a God that suffers so we don't have to. I want to clarify that. We have a God who suffers, who suffered with us, and shows us how to do it. Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and let me show you the way. The way is to encounter suffering, to be present with people in the dark times, to know that we are with a God who walks through with us through the darkest valley, who meets us at that intersection of our greatest pain and greatest need, and brings new life, redemption, healing, and wholeness to those places. Do you have a cross in your everyday life? One that you can look at and remember and remind yourself that this means that the Lord refused to let us go, but comes and intersects with our life, holding us close, walking with us through it? I know you were gifted one in the kit that you have, and I'm so glad that you'll be able to do that and make something beautiful of it. It really is amazing. I want to show you a couple more. The beautiful way. This one actually is from an artist from the Springwater community who made this out of simple clock pieces and a gear. This cross in its beauty. Another one that looks like this. Would you put a cross, and that one that you'll decorate, somewhere center to you, and invite the Lord to say, where are you inviting me to meet people? Where are you inviting me to walk into the hardest places? And thank you, Almighty God, that you are the one who walks with us, leading us. Blessing to you, Lake Grove, as you encounter all the devotionals this week and reflect upon the cross. The Lord is with us.